Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Humanitarian Transformation Network and Circle by Candace Camper. Hope everyone is doing well uh, and everyone is having a blessed day. I'm sorry, my papers are flying everywhere. Today, we are going to talk about, well, first of all, let me tell you guys what this is all about. Trying to get my background right here. Let me scoot over so y'all can see my beautiful background here. Humanitarian Transformation Network, created by me. I want to talk to you guys today because there's a lot of things that are being misconstrued in this day and age in the 21st century. And one of the things is human rights. And I want to bring common sense clarity to the 21st century human rights. And the reason why I say common sense is I'm going to apply the common sense universal human rights to the current multiculturalism around the world because we are now living in a multicultural society and people need to make changes as such because of the multiculturalism. There should be no social injustice whatsoever going on anywhere because the entire world is now multicultural. And this is why I have started this channel. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of things. One of the things I'm going to be doing today is speaking about the next couple of days, how long it takes me. Uh, we're going to be going through all the human rights 1 through 30, but I'm going to be breaking it down to reality of what's currently going on to change the narrative because currently the narrative is off and people aren't understanding the 21st century universal human rights because of past human rights that don't really apply to today uh, because of the multiculturalism. So the first human rights, and I tried this, you guys, on Zoom last week. I don't know what happened with Zoom last week, but I did something, it didn't record, so I don't know what's going on with Zoom, but I found out Zoom was having problems as well. So we're just going to leave that as it is. And then I couldn't even show my beautiful background that I did. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to do YouTube. I am just going to do YouTube. We're going to start it on YouTube and we're going to go from there. So the first human rights that we're going to talk about is human right number one is a right to all men and women are created equal. Everybody is equal because everyone came out of a woman's womb. So that means that we are all equal. Everything that you have learned when you came out of your mother's womb was from your family history, from your family cultures, your family values. Uh, those are the things that were taught to you. But we are all were born as equal human beings. We all came out, as a human being, male or female. That's how we were born into the world. So for people to say that they're better than the next person is unjustified. No one is better than the next person when we all came out of our mother's womb the same way. So how can you consider yourself as being more powerful or better than the next person? You are not. You are equal to that human being. Every human being has a life. Every human being has a you know, breathing body, has a soul, has a heart, has feet, legs. Every human being has that. So we were all created equal. So imagine, I have my notes over here, you guys. Imagine if we all had a world of everyone being the same. that wouldn't be a good world to be in because everybody looked the same, everybody got the same skin color, everybody got the same hair, everybody got the same eyes, everybody got the same lips. I'm pretty sure 9 times out of 10, people would not want to live in that world because nothing is different. Everything is the same. So be glad that we are all uniquely different and we can come together as a human being society as being equal human beings made uniquely different. Because just sit back for a moment, just sit back for a moment and just imagine everybody being the same color. That wouldn't be really nice. So as far as this racial inequality goes, which I'm, like I said, I'm applying a lot of this to today's society, what's going on right now. Imagine if everybody was born the same, there would be no racial inequality. It would be no social injustice because everybody was born the same. So everybody out there talking about social injustice and racial inequality and the ones that are pushing the racial inequality and the racial injustice, I would like all of you just to sit back and think about if everybody was the same. Everybody was the same color as you. Everybody had the same values, the culture. Everything was the same all over the world. Same people. Everything was the same all around the world. I'm pretty sure that you would not want to live in that world because everything is the same. Nothing is fun. Nothing. No, nobody. Looks different. Everything is just the same. Okay, all the everything is the same. Just put it like that. Like just everything is the same. So I don't think you would want to live in a world that everything is the same. So be mindful of the racial inequality and the social justice that you are pushing because you are pushing for a world that you are thinking in your mind you want everything to be the same. You want everything to look the same. You want everybody to be the same. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want a world like that. So you have to be mindful of what you want because we were all born uniquely different for a reason. They wanted us to be different. They wanted us to come from different countries. They wanted us to have different values and morals, but they also wanted us to come together as a human beings, because that's what we're all born. No matter what country you come from, you were born a human being. No matter what you look like, you were born a human being. No, I don't care if you come from a third world country, no matter where you come from, you still was born a human being. The catch-22 comes into play is they want to see how can all of these human beings live amongst one another. And as we can see, that's where the inequality comes into play and the social injustice comes into play. Why do other human beings, dislike other human beings because of the way they were born? And there's another thing that I want to discuss too, because a lot of people come to the United States from other countries. They come to the United States, and then they bring their children or they have children within the United States, but they still raise their children on their country values. No, of course not. Don't forget about your family values, your cultural values. But you also have to take into consideration now you have brought your child into a multicultural society. And then when you bring your child to a multicultural society, you expect your child to, per se, keep it in the family. Okay? You want your child to keep it in the family. That means date within the family. You guys have, some cultures have arranged marriages and stuff like that. When you bring your child into another country, that child is now around different races of children, okay, that don't look like them, that don't act like them. They have different backgrounds, they have different cultures, but they intermingle with one another and they play and they have fun and they get to know each other. They like each other, they love each other, and some of them even want to get married. But oh no, the family that have migrated to the United States for a better life for them and their children, they now do not want their children to marry another race. They don't. Oh, you are African American. Use myself as an example. You're African American. Oh no, you can't marry into a Caucasian race. You can't marry a Russian. You can't marry a Hispanic. You can't marry someone from China. You can't do that because it's against our religion. But when you brought your child into a country that is multicultural, this is what you can expect. Okay, this is what you can expect. You cannot go against that. You have opened up that portal of multiculturalism to your child or children. It is not like it was in your country where there's the same country people. Now they're into another country where there's different people from all over the world. So you cannot expect your child to stay within your culture. And and I see this every day. And I have my own son, so son, and we talk about this. Oh, we can't date a Mexican. We can't date this. We can't, because they don't like blacks, or they don't condone that. That's against their religion. That's against their race. That's against their morals. That's against their values. Whatever it may be. But when you brought your child here, and it's now multicultural. This is what I'm talking about, 21st century multiculturalism, human rights. This is what I'm speaking about, because now the children are being impacted. Your children should be free to be whatever race they choose to be with, because they are living in a multicultural society now. It's just not people, visiting from another country or anything like that, and going back to their country. No, now people are living all together in multicultural. So everybody has to learn that we are all human beings at the end of the day, with different, unique cultures, races, and family values. We can keep that, but we also have to take in consideration that the society is multicultural, and we have to all learn to get along together, is what I want to say, as a human race, one human race. And I want to be honest. I want to be really honest. I was one of those ones. I'm not gonna lie. I was racist. Okay, because that's how I was raised. I wasn't raised to be racist, but I was around a lot of other racist people. But we got past it. A lot of my friends I was in elementary school, middle school with, we didn't see race. We really didn't. We didn't see race. But our parents still saw race. And we're like, no, we're not going to be like y'all. We're going to be friends whether y'all like it or not. I don't care if she's black, I'm black, and she's white, or she's Asian, or whatever. We don't care. We're going to be friends whether y'all like it or not. So we kind of broke the mold. Okay. So this is what I'm seeing. And then I saw like a lot of my prior classmates, my Caucasian classmates, they married African American men and had children by African American men. And I was kind of happy to see that. I really was. I was kind of happy to see that. And I was like, God, I was like, when we were growing up, our parents were like dead set against us being friends. Okay, they didn't want us to be friends. And I remember eating at one of my girlfriend's dinner table. Her father could not stand me because I was African American and I was at their kitchen table. Okay, he's like, what is she doing at our kitchen table? Okay, eating our dinner. And her mother wasn't racist. Her sister she was kind of in between, but she was getting past it as well. And we had given him an earful. Well, come to find out, she actually my friend, she ended up with a African American man, and then her parents divorced. So the racism was real back then, but we weren't standing for it. And now it's even worse because now it's multicultural. Back in my day when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, it was more, black and Caucasian, African American, and I'm part Native American as well. And so, we didn't have a lot of other cultural people from different countries, when I was growing up. And if we did, it was like an exchange student. And when they came in, we were fascinated because, we wanted to learn everything about them because they were different. It's like, somebody different coming. Ooh, what does she look like? What does he look like? So we were like fascinated. But now it's the norm. It's normal. Multiculturalism is normal. And the parents stuck back decades ago. You need to get over it. Get over it. Multiculturalism is here. These kids are going to intermingle. They're going to marry different races. And you guys' moral family values and all of that, and keeping it in the family, keeping, your children to marry the same race, that has to go out the window. Because if that's the case, you may as well just stay in your country. I'm just going to be blatantly honest. If you want to keep, your children to marry with, Jewish marrying a Jewish, or Christian marrying a Christian, or, a Hispanic marrying a Hispanic, or, African Americans marrying an African American, or African marrying an African, whatever it may be, you may as well stay in your own country. Okay, because that is no more. That is gone. Multiculturalism is in. The notion of having a same race is gone. We have a multicultural society. So that brings me to the next human right. And that is number 2. Human right number 2 is freedom of discrimination. Okay? No person should discriminate. All human beings were born different for a reason. Okay? So be mindful of this. Imagine the world, like I was saying before, with just one color. Just one color of people. Everybody look the same. Okay? Everybody looks the same. So why would you discriminate? Okay? Why would you discriminate because somebody doesn't have the same skin color as you? Why do you think that you are better than the next person because their skin color is different than you? We were, like I said before, we were all born human beings. No one is better than the next person. Just because you may have been born into a family of wealth, and we're not going to even discuss how some of that wealth was gotten. Okay, we're not even going to discuss that. Okay, because this goes way back when. There were certain races that have always lived in poverty. Okay, especially in third world countries, and even going back to slavery. People have always, some races of people have always been, living in poverty, underrepresented. And then some races were born into wealth. They've always had wealth. So just because you were born into wealth, whether it be good, bad, and ugly, how the wealth was acquired, does not make you better than the next person. You are not better because of your skin color. You are not better. You were born a human being. So there should be no discrimination. None. Zero. This is the 21st century of multiculturalism, human rights. No one is better than the next. We were all born human beings. Heads, hands, feet, legs, okay, mouths. We were all born human beings. And people seem to think because they were born with the better skin color, oh, I'm better than you. Oh, you're a different color. Oh, you come from a third world country. I'm better than you. Oh, I come from a family of prestigious lawyers. I come from a family of royalty. Oh, really? So you think you're better than the next human being? Okay. You look down on people? You're a human being just like I am. You can live. We all live, and we're all going to die. Period. So the people walking around here with this discrimination and inequality and social injustice, they need to really look within themselves because it's something within you that was something taught to you, which was taught to you incorrectly, and especially in this day and age, it is taught incorrectly. No one should be discriminating against no one. No one should feel that they are better than the next person because you are not. We are all born equal as equal human beings with a human body. Period. And we all were made uniquely different for a reason. Period. It goes back to saying, if you can't comprehend that, comprehend and imagine everybody the same color and looking the same, male and female. Imagine that. Imagine people all being, the whole world being all white. Or imagine the world being all Asian. Imagine the world being all African American. Would you want to really, really want to live in a world like that? Would you really want that? I don't think you would. I don't think you would. You wouldn't be happy because nothing's different. Everything's the same. Everybody looks the same. Okay, are your kids going to come out looking the same? That would be actually a boring world to live in. That would actually be very boring. So you need to sit back. A lot of people need to sit back and really think about this because I see all this social injustice, all this inequality, and all the I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I look better than you, I have more wealth than you, I have this better than you. We weren't born into the world. We were all born free. Okay, out of our mother's womb, we were all born free, equally free. We came out as little babies. Okay, and we grew up as adults. Okay, and we came out as little babies. Okay, we didn't know about no racism. We didn't know nothing about discrimination. We didn't know nothing about no social injustice. We didn't know about none of that. So why do we have this now? Because it was taught, and it's evil. And especially in this day and age, because the whole world is multicultural. I was actually talking to somebody today. She was from Jamaica. I was actually talking to her today, and she was telling me, people are moving all over the world now, which is fabulous. I am so glad. People are moving to Belize. People are moving to Jamaica. People aren't just coming to the United States anymore. People are actually leaving the United States of anything. Because a lot of people have woken up to the fact that, I can go live in Africa. I can go live in Jamaica. I can go live in Canada. I can. Because it's multicultural. The world is multicultural. So human rights applies to the entire world. We are all human beings. So the racism needs to stop. And even an instance when I went to, I visited over in Asia. I went to Asia. And when I went over there, they didn't look at me as an African American. None of them did. They didn't look at me as African American. No, they were just fascinated. Oh my God. American. They considered me an American because that's exactly what I was. Yes, I was born in America. I'm an American, African American / Native American. That's what I am. I was born an American. They didn't say, African, you're African American. No, they said American. Okay, and even the other, I think some of them were from Caribbeans, some of them was from Africa. the same skin tone as me. And they were coming over to me. They were like, oh my God. They were just fascinated with me. And as I was fascinated with them, and, we were talking and, all of this. And, I met people from I met people from all over the world. And I tell you what, I was treated like royalty. I was treated better over there than I was here in my own home country. Okay? That's how I was. Well, I was respected, I was embraced, and I was loved in Asia. I was in Thailand, actually. I was in Thailand. And I don't see that here. I don't see that here in the United States. And in some other parts of the world, I don't see that. And the way people are being treated. Okay? No human being should be mistreated whatsoever because of the lack thereof. No human being should be mistreated. We are all equal. No human being should be discriminated. We were all made uniquely different for a reason. So that ends my human rights presentation for today, 1 and 2. I'm going to try to do 2 a day, guys. I'm going to try to do 2 a day so we can keep up with it. There's another thing. Let me mention this too. My other thing that I have is this. I have put all this together. Human rights applies to all privileged enough to be born into this. We are all fortunate to live in. All of us, no matter what color we are. We are all fortunate to be born here on Earth. Okay? It was created for all human beings to live out their pursuit of happiness. Okay? Not to discriminate, not to be unequal, not to talk down about anybody, not to have social injustice. We were all born to pursue our pursuit of happiness and our life purposes while we are here on Earth. Not to worry about somebody's skin color or how much money somebody else got. Okay? So, I hope y'all enjoyed that. Like I said, this is one of many to come. I have a lot going on with this channel that I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for more. Stay tuned. And I wish everybody love, peace, and happiness. Remember, when you look down on somebody, this is a multicultural society. You are no better than the next one. We were all born uniquely different for a reason. And if you get off, on a tangent and think that you are, think about the world being the same color. Think about people being just like you all over the world. You wouldn't want to live like that. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't. 9 times out of 10, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to live like that. Okay? All right. Thank you guys for joining the Humanitarian Transformation Network and the Human Rights Transformation Circle, where I'm going to be doing a lot of consulting, a lot of education, a lot of healing. We're going to do all kinds of things. So thank you guys for joining Human Rights Transformation Network. God bless.